Welcome back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches. Here we are, episode 35. Welcome back, one. Welcome back, all. What is up, James?
Not much, bud. How's it going?
Great. Everything is great. I ordered tape and laces from Howie's Hockey.
Said
yesterday.
This, yes. Crazy 10, nice.
Crazy 10. I used it.
I love it. Hopefully, a lot of our other you should flex, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, a lot of our listeners are doing the same.
Yes,
love their
they should,
tape. And their candles smell lovely.
Save 10%. Use Crazy 10. Howie's Hockey.
10%.
Let's go.
That's right. Crazy Hockey.
Woo.
Crazy 10.
That's what's up.
Support Crazy Hockey Dads. Crazy 10.
Yep. So
that's
so
why
we
you're
did that yesterday. That was good.
Nice, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, since we started with the partners, why don't we just finish that off? Yeah.
Yeah. Fire away. You got it in front of you. Pro Shot. Angelo Sirs. CHD10 for 10% off Angelo's power skating clinics. Really good dude. If the New Jersey Devils trust him, so should you.
You're so clever and witty.
And then API, our friend Eric, he is, and you guys are using his stuff right now, right?
We are.
Right, and it's going well.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parents love it.
Yeah.
They totally love it.
Yeah. Fill out the form. Mention Crazy Hockey Dads for a 10% discount, which is $100 value.
Yes, sir.
And obviously Scott's team is using it, and apparently the parents like it. Really good analytics for each player. Really good.
Yeah, they do. They tag games. They break them down, and then you get analytics on the back end, both team and player specific. So it's an awesome tool to help kids of all ages up to college, adults, young adults, whatever, learn the game, improve hockey IQ,
athletic performance insight.
That's what's up.
Eric's awesome. Really impressive software that he built. Really impressive.
Yeah, it's great. And sometimes when I stop and think, he actually developed this whole thing.
I know,
wild.
it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, well, he's a pretty smart dude.
You think about some of those things, and you're like, it's like big corporate stuff. No,
that's true.
Passionate dad that had a problem, decided to solve it himself.
I wonder if he started doing that when his kid broke his wrist and was kind of down and out for a little while.
He mentioned on the podcast.
I don't remember what it was. Yeah. I almost need to go back or just text him or something like that. I wonder when he found time to do that, especially during hockey season.
I forget. I think it was before that, though.
I think it was too, yeah. I think you're right. So what else is going on?
What else?
Hockey, gut, fire up.
Right now, it's 5 o'clock on Tuesday. So
yes, it is.
NHL is starting now.
Right now.
Right now. The puck is dropping.
Yeah, defending Stanley Cup champs, right?
Who's going to win?
This game?
Yeah.
It's the Panthers versus who?
Chicago.
The Blackhawks?
Chicago.
The Blackhawks do not have a chance.
Is Bedard going to put up a point?
Probably.
Probably going to put up at least 1 point.
I would think so, yes. But I don't think they're going to win.
Okay.
Did they? I'm trying to think of the improvements they made in the offseason. I can't think of. I'm trying to think back to free agency and what they did. Did they add?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I almost think they had to have added somebody, because if you don't add, is Bedard not going to walk out the door in a couple of years? Am I wrong about that?
You
know what I mean?
I don't know. McDavid resigned. Not that has anything to do with Bedard. Totally different circumstances.
Right.
That just made me think of walking out the door, and a superstar that did not was.
Yeah, no, yes, that is true. He definitely did not, but he has a little bit of a supporting cast around him, wouldn't you say?
More than a little bit,
right? Right. Between Bouchard and I'm just looking at the.
I'm not a fan of Bouchard.
I agree with that. He's a little bit of a knucklehead, but he's a decent hockey player. He's a pretty decent defenseman.
I don't know. Is he on the defensive side of the puck? Is he that good? I feel like the same thing with Darnell too. He's they're offensively, they've got offensive prowess, but I don't know. I don't know. Neither one of them do it for me.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking right now at the lines, the early lines for the Blackhawks, and listen, they have some young talent, right?
That dude Nazar has been putting up a bunch of Frankie Nazar put up a bunch of points.
Again, young talent, right? Yeah, he was a big Michigan guy. Yeah, really good player in Michigan, Frank Nazar. They have Tyler Bertuzzi. they have like Nick Foligno's here. They have Donato, obviously Bedard. And on the back end they have that. Do you remember that kid Levshinov, the kid from Michigan State? He was no, he's a really good defender. He's he's going to be in the starting, not starting. He's going to be in the top 6 pairing, I think. But like I don't see a lot of. I'm not seeing. They're young, right?
Yeah.
I don't see like it's almost like they're not helping Bedard.
I mean, look, I'm no GM, and
Yeah.
I have to believe that they're trying to build around him, and I don't know what their situation is, but yeah, man, listen, I hope for if nothing else that he has like a strong season. Like last year was like a fall from
a little bit from his first year. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like and forget like I even if he doesn't become like the generational talent, like there's
dude,
I don't know, he seems like a.
I'm
looking dedicated work. What's a crazy video?
Talk to me.
There was a video of like the Blackhawks getting bag skated, and Bedard, when I tell you,
was he hauling ass?
Was like half a rink ahead.
Yeah,
of, like,
that
the
doesn't
entire
shock me.
Team.
Yeah.
For like
not
laps.
Shocked. Yeah,
it was wild to see.
Nah,
the kid just like.
Well, you remember the story about him and Biz, like him waking up early to go hiking with Biz, like early, right? I mean, you remember that story. I think the kid's an animal. Like I think he has no problem working out and putting the work in. I just don't know if he has a lot of a supporting cast around him.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that always poses challenges, right? It's a team sport, but we'll see. Hopefully he has a good one this year.
Well, I will say this: I just pulled up their projected cap for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and it basically ranks it like the highest projected cap to the least projected cap, and the Blackhawks are dead last as far as like they have the most salary cap space.
Okay.
Dead last.
So you would think they probably should have tried to use some of that in the offseason. Is that what you're trying to say? Or
one would think, right? I mean, you would think you would try to get him some, even if they're like young up and coming guys. And maybe they did. Maybe they did some moves that I'm not privy to.
But that's like the Ducks. The Ducks got a wealth of young talent. Like a wealth.
And they also have some veterans over there, right? They brought on every ex-Ranger known to man. I mean, so like,
Yeah.
So like at least they have guys like Kreider and Trouba, but like I'm looking and I don't see a lot on listen, and we actually have a big listening presence out in Illinois. So write us. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Because I don't know what the long-term plan is for the Blackhawks. I mean, they're an original 6 team. I mean, so you would think they would want to compete. Right.
I mean, look, all the teams want to compete, no doubt. It's just a matter of, you have like these GMs that are in place that have like, designs and plans. You got like, like Yzerman and Shanahan and Guerin and like, and like, I feel like their names are often in the news for various reasons about, their rebuilding plans. I don't know what's going on in Chicago, but nonetheless, let's carry on. What else is going on? Hockey weekend. How was your hockeying weekend?
My hockeying weekend was mixed.
Mixed.
Like yours last week. Mine was mixed. Definitely mixed. We lost both games. And we played the first team we played was a really good team in the league. We lost 4-3.
Okay.
So that was a tough one. Dominic did not play particularly well in that game. And then on Sunday, I wasn't there because Nancy and I had to so he went down with a teammate of his, but we were down 6-2.
Yeah.
And coach made a goalie change. And all of a sudden, I guess the kids started to skate, right? And I guess Dominic decided to skate too. So they came back to make it 6-6. Dominic scored a really, really pretty goal to tie it at 6-6. Yeah, like
Yeah, you
really
sent the
pretty.
clip.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's on his Instagram if anyone wants to go look at it. DJT 2012. If anyone wants to take a peek at it. Really nice, like where he slid the puck around the right side of the kid and went around him the other side, grabbed the puck and kind of walked it on the goalie. So that was for 6-6. And then in overtime, so tied 6-6 going to overtime, Dominic was out there with a defenseman and another forward, and Dominic left his man, and the kid was wide open on the side of the
It was
net.
3-on-3.
It was 3-on-3. Yeah, 3-on-3 for 3 minutes. So it was a learning experience. I'm pretty sure he. I will give him credit when he realized that he left the guy. He kind of made a beeline over and put his knee down to block the shot, which he normally does not do. He normally doesn't like blocking shots. So he put his knee down to try to block it. So I think he realized that he left him and then tried to make up for it, but the puck got buried like right under the crossbar. So listen, you got to learn.
How much 3-on-3 does he really play? Number one.
None.
Number
I
two,
think
I doubt they even practice 3-on-3.
They did.
If I had to guess.
No, they haven't. You're 100% right. So learning experience.
Especially if you have to play like man defense, more or less.
So I got to tell you, I've actually had I don't want to say nightmares, but I always said to myself oh shit, if he gets put in a 3-on-3 overtime situation, he has no idea what the fuck to do.
Yeah, but he's not the only one.
Who knows? I don't know. Okay, I'm sure some kids.
Listen, Dominic's been playing high level hockey and has been exposed to much
stuff,
higher level coaching than probably most of the kids on his team. I'd imagine if he hasn't gone through it with any of his experience so far, the other kids haven't either. Unless they're habitually watching I don't know, overtime in the NHL and just really keying in on the defensive strategy. How else are you going to absorb that?
He did it last year a couple times, but Dom was on the ice for a 3-on-3 a couple times last year.
Okay,
but they grabbed the puck and went the other direction. He was. I don't think he ever really had to play defense. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay. So now he knows.
Yeah. Listen.
Now he knows.
Listen. It's a learning experience. That's how I look at it. So I have no problem.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. I have not said to him that he left the guy, but I think he probably knows.
Yeah, he probably knows when he turned around in his
he
probably figured it out kind of quick.
Exactly. I think he realized, oh shit, this dude's wide open, right next to the post. What am I doing? Yeah, and like I said, he made a beeline and put a knee down to take the shot, in the chest or in the side. So I give him credit for that, man, because he normally doesn't do that. So we lost in OT. So I think we're 8-3 now. Our tie got fixed. So
it did.
Yeah, they fixed our tie. So
good job, Ron.
Yeah, seriously. So we're 8-3-0. Nice job, Ron is right. So it was a mix. He scored 2 very nice goals in that comeback, and also had a really nice assist to one of our defensemen who put the puck. So he had a lot to do with the comeback, which was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was good. And then he went to his buddy's house after, because like I said, Nancy and I weren't there. So he went down with a teammate, went to his buddy's house, and they rode into town and started grabbing pizza. And I'm sure they forgot all about it.
Yeah.
It's only us schmucks that remember this stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So that was my hockey weekend. What about you guys? What,
we racked up another a win and a loss. But let me tell you this. So in town, not my town, but nearby, a neighboring town, they have a rink that's half outdoors. And what do I mean by that? It's got of the 4 walls surrounding the ice.
That's right. Yeah.
Only one wall is
I forgot you were playing there.
Is a proper wall. The other 3 are there's a half wall coming down from the roof.
Right.
And then it's netting, and it's open to the elements.
Right.
Well, but the netting open to the elements, meaning
open air. It's open air.
It's open air. Yeah. That's probably the best way to put it. And so it's 80 degrees, and I'm what the hell are we doing?
I didn't think you guys were going to play that game. To be honest with you.
I'm
I did not expect you guys to play.
So I think it was the first day that they were open.
And didn't you guys have an afternoon game too, when it was the hottest part of the day?
Something.
Yeah, I'm shocked you guys played.
I went there midday because I was it's going to be foggy. They're not going to be able to see anything.
I would think so too. Yeah,
the ice is going to be soft. All this shit.
And it wasn't.
I went there midday and I was it's actually working.
How is that?
But then
I've never seen that before.
what happened? I mean, so when we got there like a couple hours later,
Mhm.
the ice had gotten much more wet in the game before us, and so basically
right.
they just did a dry cut with the Zamboni just to mop up like the
Whatever
wetness.
was on the ice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like as the game went on, it got like more wet and more wet, but it never got to the point where the puck was like stopping in puddles. So
it wasn't terrible.
So it ended up working out. They won like 10-4, I think.
Right.
Otto had some nice plays. He didn't convert any goals. He had some nice moves, but I don't know. It wasn't his best outing, I guess. But
no.
And then no, I don't know. Nah. No, I mean, like there was some nice passing and some nice like 1v1 moves to he had a bunch of shots on goal. I will say this though. I mean, even though I get like frustrated when he doesn't bury or whatever, the number of chances and the number of shots on goal he has this year compared to what he had last year or the year before, it's like really high. And like I know if he keeps it up with this kind of volume, more
you would think that there'd be success there.
There will be. I just get impatient and
we all do.
So that's between my ears, not necessarily between his.
I get it. So the puck did not actually stop in puddles at all.
No, it was actually really surprising. It looks like if you go to Live Barn,
it doesn't look bad.
It looks like super shiny, like
it looks glistening. Yeah.
Glistening.
Did I ever tell you our story before you go on to how he was on Sunday? We were mites. I want to say full ice mites. And we went down to Navesink Country Club. So for those of you who aren't from our area, Navesink is a country club in it's sort of like it's considered down the beach, New Jersey, right? It's like some of the early shore points, right? So Navesink Country Club in the wintertime, they put a rink out overlooking their golf course, right? Okay. You never played Navesink, Scott?
No.
Okay. So the Red Bank kids play there. A lot of the Red Bank General kids play for Navesink also. Okay. Because it's right there by the Red Bank. So it's an outdoor rink, right? A little more outdoor than the building you were in. This is totally outdoors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they put it up in the wintertime. So I remember when we were with the Avalanche Full Ice Mites, so our kids were 8. They scheduled an outdoor game at Navesink against the Navesink kids. And it was like January 4th. Okay. So you would think it'd be freezing, right?
But it wasn't.
And we had like an 8 a.m. game or an 8:30 game. So we get there, it's like, I don't know, like 49 degrees and drizzling. Yeah. Right? So kids are all excited for like an outdoor game. They get changed in the locker room. They walk out, outside, over the carpet into the rink. And you're looking and you're like, not really sure how this puck's going to slide. Right. Like during warmups, it was stopping in puddles. The passes were stopping midway. Like you knew it was going to be a situation. So they started the game. And I would say like 5 minutes in,
they just called it.
The ref picks up the puck, puts it down, picks up a street hockey ball, puts it down, and they finish the game with a street hockey ball.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That was good improvisation. By the way,
I think they're used to it. If the weather conditions are not ideal, So we finished the game with a street hockey ball, like a orange street hockey ball.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Sorry, God. I thought that was appropriate with your story.
Yeah, no, it was to my surprise, it went off. But the team that plays out of there, where that's their home rink, is a New York City team,
right?
And they actually canceled the following day's games because
they did
because they were concerned the ice wasn't going to hold up overnight and it was going to be another warm day and blah blah blah. So in any event, whatever, we got our game in, so that was good. Then Sunday I didn't go. I stayed back with Noah. Early took them. They got smoked like 10-1.
By who?
It's actually as I choke.
Oh, you went up to Stanford, right? That Wings Arena.
They did.
Somebody did, yeah.
Excuse me.
That's a cool new rink, by the way, up in Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, you said so. I have no
you
idea.
didn't see it? Yeah, no, it's nice. It's a nice rink. It's
they
a
got
nice
smoked,
facility.
and this is the first time, literally the first time, I've never watched one moment of one of his games. I have not gone back to watch the video. I have not.
You just don't want to. Not interested in seeing it.
Not really.
10-1's a tough score.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, I can only imagine how thrilled the children were getting smoked. You know what I mean? I don't know. I will say, just in
that's
like
a hard
transparency,
score.
it's just
Hard score line.
yeah, yeah. Listen, it's an emotional roller coaster, and honestly, not having if the it would be maybe different if
That's
it
for
was like a
sure.
close game and they didn't win. But like, I don't need I don't need to watch it.
No, I
Honestly,
get
it's
it.
like it's part of it's also for my own like
All good.
sanity, just to like not observe things that are just going to make me
Yeah,
angry.
I get that.
And maybe there aren't any things that are going to make me angry, but I think at a 10-1 loss, there are probably some things that would make me angry, and I just don't need that in my life
Smart man.
right now.
Smart man.
So
You
I am
know,
avoiding. So maybe
smart.
that's yeah, I don't
That's
know.
it's like a way to self-regulate by just avoiding
Something.
it.
Yeah, avoidance. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, as long as it's not habitual, I
Sometimes.
suppose.
I'm pretty sure.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure I walked out of the third period of Dominic's game, which was not very good parenting of me.
well,
No,
sometimes you got to take care of yourself. What do they do on airplanes? You got to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you should help anyone else,
well
right?
said. Well
No, it's
said.
true.
Well said. Well said.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch
Yeah.
any practice yesterday, and like I think I
Yeah.
mentioned a little while ago he wants me to watch some of his practice. I
You
didn't
did
watch
say that.
anything,
Yeah.
and he goes, you didn't watch any, did you?" I was like, "No, I was outside enjoying the weather." I was. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, but
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I
No, I
was
know what
like,
you mean.
I need space. I need space from
Nothing wrong with that, dude. I haven't
that.
watched practice in a long time.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
know?
listen,
Yeah.
we're getting like as you say, long in the tooth.
Long in the
Let's
tooth.
wrap this part up. Let's kick it
Okay.
over to today's guest, which we haven't even introduced yet. So why don't you do the honor since you know him for some time, and I will just say
Yeah.
in qualification of this that what a legend.
I told you. I told you he's a great dude, isn't he?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
give our listeners like a brief summary of like the relationship, and then we'll kick it over to the
So
interview.
yeah, so this is my buddy Ben DeBlock. Ben, I've known Ben since like Might Brick series stuff. They live in Binghamton, New York, and Braden, his son, used to play for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, and we knew them through Brick series stuff coming down to Stanford. And we'd come up, they'd come down, and we became friendly with them. And I actually ran into Ben playing in like a tournament up in his rink in Binghamton called the Ice House. How funny is that? We have an ice house here. It's actually called the Ice House. Really cool old rink. Yeah. They have this thing called I have to double check. They have a drink at the bar overlooking the rink called, I think it's called the Penalty Box.
Huh.
This thing is phenomenal, by the way. If you're ever in Binghamton, New York at a rink called the Ice House, walk into the bar and ask for, I want to say it's called the Penalty Box, and Jesus Christ, this thing will knock you on your ass. Phenomenal drink. But yeah, so Ben is from Binghamton, and when me and those two other dads started our Rockets team, our Rockets 12 team, which is now doing pretty well, Ben was one of our first phone calls because Ben is a good dude. Him and his wife are lovely. And their son, Braden, is super squared away, really polite kid, nice kid. As you'll hear in our interview, Braden is an awesome kid. And Ben travels 2.5 hours down to New Jersey for ice hockey every week. So multiple times. So, I think for him to be on Crazy Hockey Dads is appropriate, right? Highly appropriate. And he is a funny bastard. Like I've been kind of previewing the last couple of episodes. As a matter of fact, I'm talking about previewing episodes. We obviously mentioned that he was coming on, and he was up in Massachusetts after we recorded the interview with him. And somebody walked up to him and said, "Don't disappoint on your interview in the podcast." How fucking funny is that shit?
Oh, no way. I didn't hear that.
How funny is that shit?
That's fucking funny.
So somebody heard us preview it and ran into him in Massachusetts and said, "Don't disappoint next week." Yeah, not knowing that he literally just did the interview with us like hours before that.
He definitely understood the assignment. So
yes, he did. He crushed it. So I hope everybody enjoys the interview with my buddy Ben DeBlock.
Let's go.
All right, here we are with our next hockey dad, one of my favorite people, Binghamton's one and only Ben DeBlock. Ben, man, thank you so much for being on with us.
Pleasure to be here, Scott. Great to meet you. This is
Yeah,
fun.
likewise.
Seeing
Likewise. And
Jamie's
just
old
to
nug there.
That's right.
yeah, so one of the things that when I first learned about you was when Jamie was putting that team together. It's like, dude, we got a family coming down from Binghamton, and we got a team coming from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and there's someone flying. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, paying these kids? Like, how? That's what a commitment. Holy shit. So like years ago, you already were like on like crazy hockey dad level. You were up there from the beginning.
That's like probably a 4-day story to unpack how it became to get there. And there's probably a lot of people that would get upset when I point the finger right at them, why we ended up where we're at. But in short, yeah, Jamie called and he's like, we got this thing. It was you and Chris, like, we got this thing. And I was like, I'll do anything. The thing I'm in, I got to get out of this thing. And it wasn't even like, oh, I got to go play for this team that's so touted as one of the best, blah, blah, blah. I didn't know anything about it. In fact, I didn't know anything about hockey, period. Once my kids started with hockey, like I had just started playing men's league at like 25 years old. So hockey for me, there was no youth hockey. For me, youth hockey was go find a pond and some skates. You know, my parents were like, we're not doing that stuff. Like, no. Like you're going to church Sunday morning. You will not be going to an ice rink. You will only play baseball when we buy you a glove once every 4 years. And when your brother outgrows his spikes, you can have those. So sports, like, hockey wasn't a thing as a kid. So fast forward to 25 years later, you know, as my kid watched me play men's league, and he's like, oh, I want to do this. And, you know, we kind of bounced around a little bit. And it's Jamie. We ran into Jamie at pre-brick tryouts.
That's right.
And that's kind of how this all, and Jamie and Chris were super cool. Like we were kind of like the outriggers of a MF like naval ship that you stay out of the way. We'll need you if we want you. You answer to us if we call you. And so Chris and Jamie were awesome with making that experience a lot more palatable. You guys were super cool with my wife when she would take B, and then you guys were like, hey, we're going to do this thing. And I'm like, psh, no brainer. I'll do it if there's only 5 kids on the team. I don't care. I like spending time in the car. It's all good by me.
And now what is that, like 4 years later? 3 years? It's got to be 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Something
so
like
this is year 4. Yeah. And it's, it gets, dude, the snowball gets bigger. It builds more momentum. And I don't mean anybody's like individual development. I just mean the pure craziness. It is absolutely lunacy. I mean, you get one guy, it couldn't get any more. I don't really care. You would think. Yeah. And then the guys that you were like, oh, you know what? This dude's super cool. I'm in the corner by himself. And then he erupts. His volcano takes off. And you're like, what the heck is happening here? You know? I was telling Jamie the other day, I was like, dude, this whole thing is totally like me, myself, and Irene, where he's got the delusionary schizophrenia with involuntary narcissistic rage. That is every hockey dad. Like, okay, I'm cool. I'm Charlie. I'm hanging out here watching my kid play. And then all of a sudden you turn into Hank. Oh, you want to tangle? You want to start me, baby? Go ahead, open the choke, pull the cord, baby, see what happens. And dude, it goes, people go off their rocker. Dude, they totally go crazy. And it's unreal. Like this trigger.
Yes, exactly right. You know, and you just fly off the handle.
And then, like, you really want to put gasoline on that fire? Bring in the hockey rankings. Holy cow. That's the best.
Oh, shit.
Nothing better has happened for hockey than the My Hockey rankings.
Said.
It brings out the golden in everybody. It's so great. I'm just exhausted from our Wednesday morning watch parties, you know, when these rankings come
out. What time they come out? Like 5 a.m., 6 a.m.? Or is it even earlier now? I don't even know.
Oh, dude, it's 3 a.m. You're catching
I thought so. I thought it was like 3 a.m. Yeah. People still refreshing their screen at like 2:59.
Like, what
Fucking crazy.
are we seriously? This is happening, you know? I like to do the check-in every once in a while, see like more to see like where our team's back in Binghamton, like what they're doing, you know.
Right.
It's only double A hockey that they have, which is awesome in most places around.
Right.
But for us, like I found out in like
Right.
Connecticut, New England, there's
So
actually
so
like
and so you
B
made
level
the move,
hockey,
Ben,
which
away
I
from
didn't know what that
Binghamton
was. I know
because
I do
there was
actually
only
know what it
double A
is.
hockey there,
We
right?
just
Essentially.
we moonlight it.
I think
What's
we
that?
Oh, did we lose Ben?
I
Hang
think
on, we're
he's
Are
getting
you
a
there,
little.
Ben?
The
We're kind of
second
getting you
best
back.
Western connection is.
Gotta love the hotel Wi-Fi.
Are we good? Give me
Oh
1 second.
man, the hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we're
James.
on the
If you want, you
Wi-Fi.
can just text him
It's
and
second
he
best
can drop
Western.
and like rejoin.
Yeah, I'll tell him. Yeah, Scott. He Ben is here. Let me say drop and
I hear you.
rejoin. Let's see if we can get Ben back on here because man, he is. Oh, he can. I guess he could probably hear us, but we can't hear him well.
Oh,
You know?
maybe.
I hear you.
Oh, there he goes.
I
Yeah,
got the text message.
He'll jump back on. Yeah. The hotel Wi-Fi is never an easy thing,
No, it
right?
sucks.
I know it's awful.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
although
like when-
Chris's Wi-Fi when we did him from Toronto, the interview from Toronto wasn't bad.
Yeah, but I feel like he was probably doing it over cell service.
Maybe
He was like
that's
on his
true.
phone outside, I thought.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was.
I remember I would try to upload video, like for a video review,
Yeah.
so I didn't have to do it all when I got back, and like
Yeah.
it was like impossible. It would take like 17 days before like a full game would be uploaded.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, he's dude. He's. I mean, he's such a funny bastard. I hope he joins again because he's a very funny dude. I hope we don't have to redo this. Well, I guess we always can redo it and do it another time, but if he rejoins, that would be phenomenal. You know?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, hotel Wi-Fi is brutal. He said he's working on it.
All good.
But yeah, man, he's got some funny ass stories, like really funny stories.
You know,
You could tell. He's a funny dude.
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal, dude. I'm telling you, he's phenomenal. You know, he really is. He's a tremendous dude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking forward to this interview, big time. I have a feeling our audience is going to be as well because he's very much like Volmer.
In what sense?
He's just a funny dude. Like he's just one of those guys that you like hanging out with.
Right. You know, so even just before, like when we were talking before we started recording, the like the hanging out, and I might have I think I mentioned this on like a pod like real early on, but you know, when I was coaching, certainly didn't participate in any, you know, like drinking or you know anything like that with the other parents, and I never got the sense that we had like some real partiers on our hands.
Right.
Like there was like one or two guys in particular that would definitely hit it pretty hard, but I never thought,
Holy smokes.
There we go. We got you back. Hotel Wi-Fi, right? You gotta love it.
It's like friggin' up and down. Goes 1 bar, 3 bars, 1 bar, 3 bars. It's like me in Hoboken.
I know.
Yeah. All right, so I think you were just talking about back up in Binghamton. There was double A hockey, and that was the reason why you guys saw the team outside of Binghamton.
No, actually what happened was COVID shut all hockey down in New York, and the team in Pennsylvania was like, "Hey, you guys can come play here all you want," and it was pretty wild.
Scranton,
like,
Wilkes-Barre, right?
They set up a gigantic tent in their parking lot, and it was like a COVID safe free zone where everyone could congregate inside the tent, and you were okay in there.
That's right. How stupid, right?
And so as long as you were in the tent, it was okay. And so we're like, all right, cool. We're going to go there and do the hockey there because they're COVID free in their tent. And that was the first year that we were there. And I thought, well, these people are pretty brilliant. They got a good model. We should give them another shot for the next season. And so Squirt Minor, you know, we came back, and that was a really good season. And that was our first real like AAA look at hockey. And it was completely different
Yeah.
from what there was in Binghamton. And it, for us, was like we would have stayed there. There was no reason to leave except for one just, oh man, real one sharp sword that I couldn't fall on anymore. And it kind
Yeah.
of, the tipping point was we were playing the Avalanche, and Chris was like, "Hey, you want to go grab some lunch with us after the game?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," because Chris and I had already met at the pre-brick tryout, so I knew who he
That
was. I
break, yeah.
knew all them, and uh, we'd spent an hour having lunch. Well, one parent was like, "I can't believe he's going out and having lunch with guys from the other team." Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, "You're a bitch. I'm out." And they,
See ya.
the organization, like, was awesome. Like, I couldn't say anything bad about that organization. It's top notch. Facility is amazing. But once we got that taste of the pure Colombian, we couldn't go back, and it was, that's AAA. It's such a drug. It's you're like, oh man, there's this other like rush. There's something even more than what I was getting. Like, oh, okay, whew. And oh wait, I can get on an airplane and fly to Florida for hockey. Oh, tie me up another one. Here we go. Slap, 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 slap. Yeah, it's a, and then it perpetuates until I looked at my wife. I'm like, when do we OD? It's got to be around the corner.
It's right, exactly. You know it's coming. You just don't know when, right? It's like, how much more can I take of this?
But
And
let me
so
let
here
me
I
ask you a
am
quick question
sitting
though.
there.
So, but in terms of like, oh,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know.
got,
It seems like there's a little delay. Sorry, I was just gonna ask, like, so just even the like, I'm not sure how far that drive is from Binghamton to the Scranton or wherever you were going, but like, just the willingness to drive and like just give up so much of like yourself as like and all whatever else you have going on. Like, it sounds like you were like really committed from or like early on. Like, kind of like, what drove that? Was it just like seeing how much your son loved to play the game and you were just like all in, or like do you feel like you missed out on things as a kid and you were just like, I'll give this kid whatever like kind of whatever he wants type of thing?
Oh, well, that's two. You just went down two avenues there. Yeah, I got shafted as a kid. Always wanted to play hockey. We had the we had the Binghamton Rangers
Yeah,
in town, and that was the AHL team, and it was wild. It was awesome. And, I begged and pleaded, and my parents, like I said before, like, no, 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 we're not buying equipment. So this is quick, funny
yeah.
side gig. I hustled, I made money, I saved up a bunch of cash. My grandparents lived down in Ringwood, Jersey, and they took me to the Sports Authority in Wayne, and I bought all my own
Oh,
equipment.
sure.
So I come home from my grandparents'
Wow.
house with this bag full of
I didn't
hockey
know
equipment.
this.
And I said to my dad, I'm like, look, I covered all the expense of the equipment. Can I play now? No. I was so dejected,
Oh,
No.
dude,
shit.
so dejected. And I was just like, what
Oh,
gives, man?
man.
Like, I don't get it. I just wanted to play so bad. And I had a buddy that played for the junior Rangers, and he had all the swag. I mean, he would come to school in like the track suit, and I was like, I couldn't even afford Zubaz pants, and this kid's all decked out. I'm like, dude, I was so envious, and it never happened. So
Wow.
fast forward, my kid having a chance to play, and then like proved to be a really good example of somebody that can learn something and be proficient at it. And I said to my
Yeah,
wife, I'm like,
Braden's
look,
good.
if he stands out like this, why not give him an opportunity to go to wherever? If he stayed in Binghamton, nothing good would have really happened. As a kid, Binghamton hockey was awesome from what I understood because that was the only place to go. There was no such thing as
Right.
AAA hockey. There wasn't, you know, you went to Syracuse, Watertown, Utica, and that was like all great hockey. You fast forward, there's AAA hockey. Now everybody that's got talent dissipates, goes somewhere else to a bigger market, etc. So for him, I said, listen, we got to just put him where he's going to get an opportunity to, kind of spread his wings and be the player that he can be. And that's kind of what landed
Yep.
us in Will. And it's like, Sure, I don't have an issue with that. That drive was like an hour and 15 minutes. So
Okay.
half of what it takes us to get to Bridgewater. Um,
Right.
but it was a stepping stone. It led us to really awesome friendships and relationships, and he
Yeah.
loves where he's at. The coach is great. So there's no more real chase, I guess, so to speak, where like I'm trying to find something more. Now it's just kind of autopilot. He's gaining a lot of ground, and it's cool. Jamie remembers like B was like, fast wizardy goal scoring kid, and like
Yeah, he was. Yep.
Fran sounds like, hey, I don't need that. Okay, this is what I need from you. I need you to be the hockey player that doesn't have the puck. How are you generating offense? And it was like this crazy tumultuous learning curve where like you go from being the player to a player, where the and are equally important in a team setting, but you have to figure out
Yeah.
as a parent, like, okay, what am I watching now versus like, oh yeah, this is sweet. Watch this kid, what's
Right.
happening? It's the game within the game that's happening now. And so it's working out really well that I've adjusted. There was times where I lost my mind, and
I
then I
was
look
just going to
back.
ask you that. Was it a tough adjustment for
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was like, I said to my wife, I'm like, I gotta figure out what's going on. And I'm glad I never said anything, because in, recent weeks past, there was a statement made like it's up to your kid to discuss his hockey. I do not want to
Right.
discuss with a parent, which I completely respect that. But 2 years ago or a year and a half ago,
Right.
like I was really kind of just in a weird place mentally with what was happening. Just I didn't understand the big picture
Mm.
of what the development was there. Where like you stay anywhere else, it's like, yeah, keep this kid in this role. He scores the goals. He does this. Well, Jason's like, there's more to him than that. And I'm going to find it and I'm going to get it out of him. But you
Yeah.
look at it like, what is actually happening right now? And I,
Hmm.
I was one of those lose your mind kind of people that wouldn't say anything directly to anyone except for a ref once. This was humiliating. This was the most humiliating thing ever. So I used to do a lot of theater and like live acting theater, and you never broke that fourth wall. Like, no matter what was going on, you didn't break the fourth wall. And this game was getting out of hand. Like, no calls for us, every call against us. And the ref finally makes some call. He says something, and I go, "Oh, so that's the one you're gonna call?" And he stops dead, looks at me right over
Oh
the
boy.
glass, and you could hear a pin drop in this ice rink. And he goes, "Why don't you just shut your mouth?" And I go, "Oh, are you kidding me right now?" Like, this guy just stopped what he was doing, made dead eye contact with me, and singled me out of like 100 people. I just kind of put my head down, like I'm such an ass. And that's the last time I like yelled anything like at a ref or anybody. And typically now I just find a spot in the corner. I really love being in the penalty box. The penalty box is the best because kids come to the box and
Okay.
they're like every inmate. What are you in for? I didn't do it. You know, like no one ever did it.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Oh, you're 100% right.
And so like you sit there in the box, you can chirp the kids on the other team, you chirp the kids on your team, the refs come over, they have a good time with you, and you don't sit there and yell stupid stuff, you know? It's like,
Oh,
I don't
that's
know,
interesting. So you hang
it's a
out in the
safe
penalty box.
place.
Okay.
It's a safe place, I like it in there. So
I
I
get
mean,
that. So all right. So that actually makes a lot of sense to me.
and you can actually get to appreciate more of what's going on in the whole scheme of the game when you're running the score clock or doing the score sheet, because you're watching the
Yeah.
game on a macro level now, not your own child on that micro level, and it really opens up your ability to like, oh, you know what, I really shouldn't be a douche about what that one kid always does. It's actually, you know what, everybody's kind of a douche at some point. So just sit, enjoy, and just let the game run its course. And but yeah, man, I've had my ups and downs, and I feel like it's challenged my marriage a few times. I learned a lot of things that you don't say to your wife. Um, Probably the number one, and I hope everybody listening writes this down and puts it in their pocket. If you're a family like ours, it's usually a divide and conquer. You have one child goes one direction and the other goes another, and you're not usually together as a family. When things get tight, don't ever say, and this is why you shouldn't come to these events. You always ruin it.
Oh God.
Um, that was Walpole, I think 2 years ago, and it got really, really hot. And my wife's like, "I'm leaving. I'm driving home right now." I'm like, "You can't drive home right now. I have the keys." And the kids are in
There's
the
one
back
car.
seat.
Yeah. Right.
My daughter's crying. B is like,
Ugh.
hold on. Let's just talk about this. Okay, listen, Mom, what Dad
Dude,
said,
he's such an old soul, his kid.
dude,
That's exactly what I
was-
expected him to say.
he was totally taking the like, I'm gonna work you guys through this, and
Yep.
no one's going
100%.
anywhere. Okay, why don't we just have a
Absolutely.
beer and calm down?
100%.
And he's
Absolutely.
he's like 10 when this happened. 11.
Dude, that's
yeah,
his kid
this
to a
was
T.
it's 2 years ago. So
Wow.
he kind of brokered the deal to keep the marriage together. So good for him.
Not only is he a good
Yeah.
hockey player, but he's a good therapist too.
He's gonna do well.
good.
Yeah,
Yes.
So what's it been like for him? Like, so obviously, we're talking about you as a parent, like sacrificing your time, effort, energy to like take him here, there, and all the other places. What's his relationship been to hockey, like since he started like over at the Rockets and making the longer commute? Like, has it only further and like deepened his like love for the game, playing at the on such a high level team? Have you noticed? Is he ever like, dude, don't feel like getting in the car for practice for so long, rather hang out with my friends? Like, is that something that comes up for you guys?
that's a emphatic no. There's never
No.
ever been a point where he's like, I don't feel like hockey. ...
Yeah.
It has.
Amazing.
It's never come out of his mouth
at all.
It's
Wow.
when the challenges get really challenging, he works really hard.
He digs
The
in.
off ice
Yeah.
stuff, dude. His work ethic is. It's not like most. Okay, me at 13. Yeah.
Most of us at 13.
Leo, who wants to go hang out at the roller rink? Who wants to try this
Right.
rolled up stuff? I wasn't dedicated to the amount of work that goes into being, a top tier athlete in anything. Doesn't matter if you're a shot putter or a F1 driver. Like, there's a ton of work that you have to put into it, and his like that whole thing with like his role changing, I thought maybe this is going to change it. No, he embraced it and works harder at that stuff that he was told, hey, you got to work harder here. You got to do this. His off ice training, like, do you want to run? I hate running, but he's like, it's going to make me, I can add 10 seconds to a shift. I can do this. He sees the benefit and what the potential result can be, or what yeah. So, and the answer in short, Scott, no, like nothing has changed about him. The drive doesn't bother him at all. In fact, it's probably made him much more mature as an individual, because he does online school now, and he like sets up his own little office and gets everything done on his own schedule. And this might segue into something else, but since my father-in-law passed, he goes up to my mother-in-law's house now and is like just a rock for her. She needs that company to be around. And it's like, it just kind of like is a real ode to his maturity that he can be there and make this, recent widowed woman feel like, young again and happy and entertained. And, and so he's not normal. He's not normal at all. I'll send him to anybody's house and they're like, hey, how do you get your kid to ... I'm like, I don't know. They're like, oh, we wish our kid would do that. I'm like,
Just
I
doesn't.
don't know. Like, it's
Yeah.
just
He's very
he
squared away.
he gets it.
Braden's so
He
squared away. It's unbelievable.
he appreciates,
Yeah.
how he's getting here. He appreciates what my wife and I do to make sure he can get there, and it's never without lack of gratitude. And so that's cool. That it doesn't nothing else matters, but when they actually say, "Hey, thank you," and it's like it's very sincere.
Yeah.
A lot of times it can be disingenuous. Especially me. I thank a lot of people, but I forget their name. Yeah. Sorry. But
No,
he's
Braden
a sincere
has
kid.
always been very squared away. Yes, yes, he is.
That's remarkable.
So speaking of your mother-in-law, who I love dearly, please send my regards.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So you're back up at the Flame Showcase, a place where you and I have been multiple times together. And you mentioned before we got on that you're not staying at the Marriott that's right across the street.
We're not. Like we said, that's the gold mine of hockey hotels. Time for the kid to get to the
Yes, it
rink.
is.
They grab their bag, they walk across the street, and they're at the rink. You get what? You don't even have to tailgate. You just sit there outside. You get another 52 minutes of beers and good times, and
of
you don't have
sleep
to.
or drinks or anything, right? Matter
So
of
yeah, we
fact,
aren't
that's
that lucky
that's
this
the
week.
place.
Yep.
Yeah, hey, listen, next time. That's the place where my older one, where you actually came to Luca and you're like, Luca, check this guy out. And Scott, there's a dude that's at the waffle machine and he's pouring the
yeah.
batter into like a cup, and he's going and then he drinks the batter.
No, he doesn't.
Raw.
Oh my word! I forgot about
goes,
that.
right? You remember that?
Yeah.
So Ben goes to my older one. Ben goes, Luca, come look at this dude. Like, and the guy's just sitting there like pounding down raw waffle mix. Oh, dude.
I've never heard of anything like that.
What's
I'd
cool
never seen
about
it before.
Ugh.
So Ben,
that story propelled my friendship and relationship with Luca from the outskirts to every time he saw me, he goes, "Hey, remember the waffle guy?" And it was like that was it.
So true.
But like I was in
Amazing.
Luca's inner circle from that point on, and it was awesome. It was really cool.
100%. You still are. He still talks about that, by the way.
Yeah, dude, that place
That's wild.
holds a lot of great stories. You want to talk about the Great Manhunt?
I sure can. I feel like it's only appropriate to talk about him because Ben's father-in-law just passed away like a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Condolences.
2
right?
weeks, yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and again, my condolences. Scott. He was such a great guy. So his in-laws would come up and come to hockey games. They're just two great people. And Ken was suffering from, was it Alzheimer's, Ben? Was it Alzheimer's? Was it dementia?
Dementia. I mean,
Right.
you're 6 of one, half dozen of the other when it all comes down to it.
Right. All kind of under the same umbrella, right? So we're at the New England Sports Center playing in the exact same showcase that he is up there for now. Okay. And all of a sudden, I think our kids were on the way to a game, or they had a game, and all of a sudden, like, we couldn't find his father-in-law. Like,
It's like
Scott,
MIA.
Scott, nobody could find him, right? And I remember seeing Ben and Kyla, his wife, in the lobby, and they were talking to the front desk about like how they couldn't find Ken. Nobody could find Ken. And Ben, you want to take it from here? I mean, it was like the whole team started looking for him. The entire team.
So
It's like an APB.
I'm like,
it was
all right,
unbelievable.
this place has a lot of ice rinks, and he could be watching, the Adirondack versus
Any
the
number of them.
Bloomingdale Flame, and think it's his grandkid. He wouldn't know any different, and he'd cheer. So I'm like, he's got to be in one of these rinks. So we kind of divide and conquer, go through all the different rinks. Nobody's seeing him. No one's seeing him. I'm like, all right. So when was the last time ask my mother-in-law, when's the last time you saw him? She was like 30 minutes ago. He said he was going to go for a walk. And that's what he loved to do. He loved to go for walks. Back home, they would take him to the mall and you just go be like a mall walker. So I go, all right, 30 minutes. He can walk at a pretty brisk pace. Mental faculty, was slipping, but physically, dude was strong as an ox. So it wouldn't be
and skinny. Yeah.
it wouldn't be unfounded for him to walk a mile down the road to the big mall. And I was like, all right, maybe he went there. You guys look around.
Oh, shit.
Gallardi goes and wanders up through the cemetery. I go, why would you look in a cemetery?
That's right. It was up back behind the place. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
He goes, well, I looked all over the cemetery. This is the guy that broke into a pro shop at an ice rink. So am I surprised? No, not really.
Episode 6. Episode 6.
He was doing.
I went to the cemetery all clear.
Yeah, cemetery all clear. Over. Yeah. So we go down and we get freaking Paul Blart at the mall. This guy, short of riding.
Do you remember it was me and you? Do you remember it was you and I? You and I were at the mall walking around.
Yeah. And he's like, pulls out his notepad and he's like, could you give me a description? I go, listen.
That's right. I forgot about that guy.
He's like, he goes, what was he wearing today? I go, dude, I'm not married to him. I have no idea. Like, he's like 6 foot tall, glasses, brown hair. I have no idea what he's wearing. Is anybody just aimlessly walking around the mall? Like, let me know if you see him. And then he gets on the horn with the local PD. So now we got mall cops, we got local cops.
Oh my God.
Everybody is hunting all over this town for him.
That's right.
We come back to the rink. I'm standing outside with Joel Gray and he goes, he's got to be around here. And I go, dude, has anybody actually looked in the hotel? He goes, no. Let's go.
Oh my God.
So we start on the first floor of the hotel, going all the way down each hall. You get to the staircase, go up the stairs, back down the hall. We get up to the 3rd floor, which is the floor they were staying on. First door that's open is room service is in there. Joel pushes the door open. There's Ken. He goes, Ken, what are you doing, pal? And he's just standing there. There's a room service lady's trying to make the bed. Another one's trying to clean the bathroom. He's just literally standing there at the counter, just like he's waiting for the bus to come.
Oh,
and he goes,
in some random person's room, Scott.
He goes, you're in the wrong room. He goes, no, I'm not. I go, Dad. I go, you're not in the right room. He goes, I'm in the right room. I don't know where Mom went. She just left. And I go, Dad, you're like 4 rooms away from your room. So he goes,
it was close. I remember that. He was like down the hall, just not far.
Dude, he was literally four doors
man.
away from his room, and we are like a mile away hunting for him. The police weren't gonna give it up either. Like, are you sure you found him? I'm like, yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow.
So
sure.
They're trying to do like an exit interview with my kid. Now, is this really your grandfather? He's
outside of the
outside,
right? I remember that.
Outside. They wouldn't just close the case. They needed
I
don't know, maybe because I was wandering around with like a nooner in my hand and I wasn't really a good source of information. Who knows? But apparently the 11-year-old was like, all right, case closed. We're good.
Of course he
right,
would.
Yeah. The cop's like, we're good.
Yeah. Talk to the kid. Wow, that must have been such a relief.
Yeah. It was one of those, that whole weekend was great because the night before, that was the big tailgate. I make these really good slow cooked chicken wings. We're grilling those outside and everyone's having a good time. There's booze all over the table. And, Ken was a big, he loved wine. 1 glass of wine. If he had 2 glasses of wine, that was a lot. But always he would have 1 glass of wine. We're sitting there. He's looking around the table. There's a full bottle of red sitting there. He grabs a nice tall solo cup and he tops this thing right off. I mean,
it was impressive. Yeah.
Three quarters of a bottle were probably in that.
It was unbelievable.
Cup. 16 ounces.
It was
most impressive was the beer pong chug that ensued. He took this solo cup of red wine down the gullet in 3 gulps. I mean, didn't
No.
even
like it was
for-
water. Yeah.
and just set the cup down, crossed his arms, leans back, chin goes into his chest, and we're keeping an eye on him. I said to my wife, I'm like, I think your dad's toast. She goes, why? I go, he just pounded a solo cup of red wine. I go, look at all these drunks around here. Not one of these dudes would do that. So his chin became one with his chest, and my mother-in-law was like,
Oh,
oh
Lord.
no. And this is when she would start to get like embarrassed. So like, Mom, don't be embarrassed. These guys are eating this up right now.
No.
They're like, he just
Yeah,
showed
we
everybody
all-
up.
Yeah,
Like
100%. This man who weighed 85
Alexi-
pounds, right?
yeah, he was a little heavier than that. I mean, don't sell him
Yeah,
short.
110, 115, but he was nice and skinny and like, you know.
But man, he
What a
put that
legend.
away. Well, it didn't take long for 16 ounces of red wine to hit the boom. Metabolism shut down. He went out, and we literally carried him up
Oh,
to the
shit.
3rd floor to the right room, and got like so Chris and Alexi carried him. One was under his arms, holding his like torso and shoulders, and one was like holding his legs and like just trying to like get him up the stairs. We get up there, or no, they were doing like a fireman's carry. They had one arm under his arm,
Oh
one
my
arm
God.
under the other arm, and I was just kind of walking with him to make sure he stayed. Well, he's completely out, like comatose, until we get to the hotel door. We open the door and he comes to, and his legs shoot straight out, and he posts himself up to the door frame, like, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. And we're like, so I took his legs and like squeezed his legs together, and they turned him sideways, like you're trying to move a IKEA couch into your first apartment. Like, we got to turn him this way. No, wait, no, that's his head. No, try this way. And we get him,
Oh
we
my
get him
God.
through the door, and they lay him on the bed, and he's just immediate hits the bed and just starts snoring. We look at my mother-in-law like, are you good? She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're like, no, don't be sorry.
Yeah.
This is great. Like,
Not at
Oh.
all.
he had a great time. He had a wonderful time. And
Yes, he did.
like you said, man, they were always there. They always supported
Always.
the mission, and they were always fun to have
Yes, they
around.
did.
So, you know, now
Cool.
she's a solo
Oh, yeah.
mission, which, you know, might open the door for Chris a
Yeah.
little bit.
For Volmer, that's right. His mother-in-law loves Volmer. Loves Volmer.
Really?
Yes, loves Volmer.
Oh,
It was always a
man.
running joke.
That's so funny.
She's a sweetheart. I again, please send my regards. She's one of my favorite hockey grandmothers by far. You know,
There
Wow.
was
yeah.
So
she's been a favorite for a lot of the hockey dads. I think this was when we were still in Wilkes. She came off the elevator, and my one buddy just stopped dead in his tracks. He's like, "Whoa, look at those pants." I go, "That's my mother-in-law." He goes, "I know." She was wearing these leather pants, and dude, this dude was just like jaw on the floor, and that's all she needed. That dropped her from like 62 to 42, man. She lost 20 years in that one 10-second interaction. I was like, well, good to know you still got it.
Oh,
Dude,
so sweet.
do you Ben? I don't know if you know this. Do you know the first time I ever met your mother-in-law? Do you remember the story at all?
Uh-uh. I remember first meeting
Okay.
you at the
So-
Ice House in Binghamton.
Right. Yep. Yes, that's right. Oh my God, that's a whole nother story we can get to. But the first time I met your mother-in-law was we were out at the Super Series in Pittsburgh. It was when CJR took 2 teams out there, right? So it was Super Series in Pittsburgh, and you guys were staying in our hotel. And I get in the elevator, and I'm taking the elevator down. And I'm like, and I'm looking, and your mother-in-law was in there with me, just the 2 of us, right? And we're in the elevator going down, and I look at her and I go, you have to be Kyla DeBlock's mom. I go, you have to be.
Yeah.
She's like, yep. I mean, I was like, it was unbelievable. I'm like, you have to be Kyla's mom. She's like, yeah, I am. That's
So
how I
funny.
met Cindy. That's the first time I ever met her. It was unbelievable.
If you
Wow.
met Kyla's sister, they are even more like just a clone of each other. It's crazy, but no,
Yeah.
there's uncanny resemblance there. I guess you'll get that with genetics. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me
That's
let
for
me
sure.
let me just ask a question. Just it pops in my head. I don't want to forget it. Just getting back to hockey. So Jamie and I, we've talked about how Dom is like, obviously just started body checking this year. Likewise, your son as well. So what's that transition been like for him? Now that body checking is part of the game, and what's your take been on it now that like the team is like a month in or so? Like, has it been like ferocious? Has it been tamer than you thought? Like, is it, what's it been like?
That I think there's an answer for every region you play in. There's
Okay.
places we play that, yeah, it's good hockey and you got the puck, you get checked, it's fine. There's other places you go and these kids like just figured out I have testosterone, I must use it. And it doesn't matter right or wrong, they're just out there to kill somebody. And that's
Right.
the one thing that I don't like. I'm all for a strong forecheck, you know, hard hit into the boards, you're playing the puck, that's fine. Like one specific instance was, B came up the boards with the puck, headmans the puck, takes 2 strides. This kid came from the other face-off dot, never had any intention of playing the puck, just saw the small kid on the team. And dude, he lined him up from about 5, 6 feet off the boards and just toasted him. I mean, he
Oh shit.
flew like a leaf in the wind. He hit the board so hard, like smacked the side of his head. I was like, oh no. And he
Yeah.
got up like he won't ever lay on the ice. It's
No,
he's
he's a
not gonna
tough
lay
kid.
there.
Yeah.
He got himself to
No.
his feet and it was just spaghetti legs. I was like, oh no, he's done. And so he sat out
Oy.
the rest of that game and didn't play for 2 games and like waited a couple weeks till like I don't know if he had a concussion. It was probably a mild or likely to be, but um, from that
Right.
perspective, like yeah, you kind of worry about it a little bit. He
Mhm.
doesn't. So my wife called and she's like, "Is he gonna play?" I go, "No." She goes, "Do you think he's afraid or is he just being cautious?" So I said that to him and he got
Yeah.
pissed. "I'm not afraid." It's like nothing about me is afraid. He goes, I don't, if I do
Sounds
have a
about right.
concussion, he's like, I understand what the protocol is because they've been telling us all about it. If you think you might have a concussion, then, give it some time. She goes, I'm not afraid. And I told her that. I go, I think he was pissed off that you
No
I
asked
bet
shit.
if
he
he was
was. Knowing
afraid.
Braden, I bet he was. Yeah. And knowing Braden, that doesn't shock me at all. Again, Scott, his kid is very buttoned up. Like
Yeah, it certainly sounds like
like
it.
wiser beyond his years. Like it's crazy.
So
He's
has he been getting after it himself? Like, is that something that he's adopted as part of his game and like gotten into, or like, obviously he recognizes is playing with it and like he's a tough kid and it's not going to phase him, but he's not necessarily being more aggressive than he would otherwise, or is this kind of like opened a new door for him?
Um, he's always played aggressive. He's not going to go out and just hit somebody just because I can do it now. It's like,
Right.
the right time when the time is right. Yeah, he's always been good at angling. So maybe he doesn't even need to actually make contact. He's able to just take a good angle and separate man from puck
Position.
without the contact. And
Yep.
being that he's like, several millimeters short of 5 feet, it's tough to hit anybody without smacking your own self around. He comes into most kids this
Mm,
age at like their shoulder level is where his head is. So
yes, I can feel it. Yep.
what's the point of like making my head contact your shoulder when I don't even need to do that? He can
right.
hit, he can check, he knows how to. It just
Yep.
I don't really watch it and say, oh, he's gonna go smoke this kid right now because that's not his style. If called to
Right.
do
Right.
so, would he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not afraid to get gritty like that. But yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
Yeah, he's not.
You
He's
see
not
a
a fan
lot
of
of
anything, that kid.
all the kids that we've seen so far this year get hurt have either been just like an incidental, no one meant anything malicious, or pure like I just want to go kill you. Like there's so much boarding. Like you can read a
Right.
kid's
Yeah, I
numbers.
see
You
that
can
too.
you can
Yeah.
read his name crystal clear on his
Yeah.
back. He's just trying to get a puck off the boards. And, don't get yourself so prone like that on the boards. That's one thing to learn. But as the defender or the oncoming traffic, like you got to whoa up. Like there's nothing good is going to come from just burying a kid head first into the boards. And that's where you see the real crazy come out of parents, when,
I'm
okay,
sure.
Yeah.
Mama Bear gets real upset when one of her cubs gets a little banged up. And the moms, man, and you call this crazy hockey dads? Well, dude, there's moms out there that I wouldn't tangle with. Yeah, Mama Bears are they're
Oh,
rough
Or
yes.
something
sometimes. So,
fierce.
Oh, yes.
but
That is very true.
yeah, it's
Ben? What areas do you see like the really big hitting come? You see it up in Canada. You see it up in Mass. Like, where do you see the big hitting come?
the most what I would call like egregious hits, that like that late hit
Yeah,
I described, that was up here.
it was.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
It's and one of the other kids was like before the game, like this kid is notorious for these types of hits, and
Right.
it wasn't a dirty hit. It was the timing of the hit opens a player up to injury. I mean, it was a textbook check if you want to talk about it that way, aside from like he kind of finished high with an elbow. But it was like
Yeah.
you got to time it. You got to time it right. And it's definitely been the checking has been more physical here. Up in Canada, the kids are just seemingly bigger. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's they have
Something in the
better milk.
water.
It's better milk maybe than us. I don't know.
Yeah. No, they are. They
I-
were always more. They were always more physical and bigger. That's what I remember.
Interesting.
So yeah,
You know.
it's fun
Yeah.
though, because it also brings an element into the game of kids aren't really going to hold on to the puck that extra second or two. It's actually forcing the right pass to be made a little bit sooner instead of, getting your
True.
clock run. It's
That's
pretty,
true.
it works. It's working out, I think, for the better. And I was talking to somebody the other day that grew up playing hockey. He's about our age. And I go, my one complaint is, why do we start checking when there's the biggest size disparity between kids? I go,
Totally.
100%.
you rewind the clock 2 years, everybody's pretty much the
Yep.
same size, right? They're
For the most
there's a
part,
couple
yeah.
inches different. The skill level is a little less. Now you got kids that can have a foot and 80 pounds on the next kid,
Big separation.
and they're going
yes.
100 miles an hour. And now
I
it's
agree.
like, you didn't learn to drive in a Ferrari, right? You learn how to drive in like some little Pinto,
Some
and
piece of
you
shit.
bang it up a little bit and no one's getting hurt. You learn to
Right.
drive in a Ferrari and you're gonna get hurt. Like, let them
Yeah.
explore all the fundamentals and mechanics of it. And all we could teach when I was coaching back in the earlier levels was how to angle, how to separate without making that contact. And there should have been more, I think, physical checking at Pee-wees, second year Pee-wee. I mean,
Totally.
Yeah. Agreed.
like,
yeah.
When I started playing, it was
Totally
you could
agree.
start. You were body checking in peewees.
Yeah. It's
For
definitely
sure.
too late.
It makes
We've
a ton of
talked about
sense.
that too on a couple episodes, Ben. Right? I mean, we've touched
Yeah.
on that on a bunch, right, Scott?
yeah.
Yeah.
We should do a whole episode on that. But yeah, we've touched on that. It's not good when you have some kids that are in puberty and some that haven't even gotten there yet.
Totally.
Doesn't make sense.
It's not
to me.
fair.
No, it's silly.
No.
Nature's not fair.
That's also true.
Very true.
Nature is metal.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very,
All right.
true.
So I got we're gonna have to start to wrap it up. But Ben, I got two questions for you. My first question is, what's the hardest conversation you've had to have with your kid as a parent in your hockey journey so far?
One time is, I think, the only time I was actually hard on my kid. And I said something to the effect of, if you don't want to be here, then don't look like it when you're on the ice. He's always been shot out of a cannon, and it was just one of those games that didn't really, just wasn't meshing, wasn't going well. And
Yeah.
but he looked, not saying he looked, gave the impression that I just don't want to be here. Kind of going back to that question you asked earlier. And I go, I'm not doing all this nonsense if you don't want to be here. And his response to
Right.
me, it shut me right up. It closed the door. And it's never, ever has there been a conversation um, about performance. I would caution everybody,
It's impressive.
don't don't talk to them about performance. You're a parent, like, they need something from you that is very non-biased, is not going to break them down. You know they're going to get that from the coach or maybe even their teammates. Like, my go-to is, how was the game? You know, what did you feel like you really did well at? And let them talk. Um, Letting them talk to you rather than you talk to them, you're flipping the role. You're making it more about you because you're disappointed that your kid didn't look like a hot shot. And you know what? It's not about
Right.
us. Stop taking
No,
stop
it's not.
taking it from them. Um, I
Yeah.
read a really cool quote. I don't remember who said it, but he said, "Don't ever tell your kid I'm really proud of you, because that makes it all about you. Tell them you're proud of what they've done." And it's like this
Mm,
weird like
Well said.
breakdown of um or no, he said, not proud of what you've done. I'm happy for what you've done. I'm happy for you. When you talk about
Right.
pride is you, pride is the individual. So what am I getting out of what you're doing? That's not what it's about. It's their journey.
right.
So try to keep, I mean, we've heard some crazy car stories. I mean,
Sure.
doing the reach in the back, trying to slap the kid around because you weren't doing good enough. I mean, you name it, I've heard it. And
Mm-hmm. Yep.
stop the again. Let them pilot their craft, because if you don't, they're going to be pissed off. You're disappointed even more. Stop
Yeah.
being it's
It's
not
not a
about
good
you,
situation. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I understand it's hard. You, as a dad, you're just vested in it. You want to see them excel, but listen, I screw up every single day. If somebody followed me around work every day, like, dig deeper, work harder, I'd punch him in the face,
Right.
you know, and it's only a matter of
Totally.
time before one of these kids gets, fed up with it and just slaps a dad around.
Smacks their
L-
parent.
Let it,
Yep.
Totally.
let it,
I'm sure it's
let it
happened.
run its course, and I understand it's hard I'm a shoot from the hip kind of guy. So yeah, to answer your
Yes,
question,
you
that
are.
having a conversation about performance was the dumbest thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And okay, well, I kind of answered like my next question, which was if you could name like something that you've gotten wrong as a hockey dad, that if you could, you'd do it over again. It sounds like this maybe was one of them, or maybe the only thing so far. Is there anything else that comes to mind that our audience
Oh,
might benefit from?
if you don't have a real solid hockey knowledge, upbringing, X's and O's, and you're a parent coach, when that coach that does the X's and O's is doing it, don't volunteer to show how the drill goes. You will look like a complete ass. When
That's
I used to
awesome.
coach,
Totally.
like, sure, I could skate pretty well and move the puck around and, play beer league hockey. But when it comes down to like, they're drawing up a flow drill. In hindsight, now, like, I didn't understand it then. I get it all now after years and years and years of watching it. But I went from being, the USA hockey coach with the 5 different stations set up on the ice. Like, all right, Coach Ben set up the obstacle course. Go do the obstacle course. I like the edge work stuff. To now we got this board and there's lines drawn everywhere. Half the kids are looking at it cross-eyed, and I'm like, I don't have any idea what he just drew up either. How is this actually going to work? And he's like, Coach Ben, you go over there, you be F2. I'm like,
You're like, oh
F what?
shit. What do I do? Yeah.
All
I
right.
can skate, but I'm really
So,
not
like,
sure.
So I kind of like moseyed my way out. I'm like, he's like, no. He's like, over there. I'm like,
F2.
Like, by the
like, dude, my parents wouldn't let me play hockey as a kid.
And the kids are like, yeah, we don't get it either. Like, hey, coach, like, what's going on? Hey, I was like a drill buster before the drill even was demoed.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's phenomenal, by the way. Oh my god!
I will
that's
say
phenomenal.
I've grown in my knowledge of X's and O's, but like we're sitting in the box. This is real quick. There's a diagram of a drill painted on the glass. You know how some coach does like permanent marker? I'm looking at this and I go, I guarantee you that team has no idea how to run a breakout. What are we even looking at here?
It's like someone threw spaghetti and it's just stayed there.
Yes, SpaghettiOs.
That's
like
so funny.
It goes, the kids that get that stuff, kudos to you, because it takes like
not many do.
You gotta have been like trained at MIT and have like a beautiful mind to understand some of the stuff that gets drawn on the glass. Oh
right,
my
like
word.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah,
so
I need the decoder. So
that's right, to figure this out.
The decoder ring from a cereal box.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. A crummy commercial.
Oh, so good. I don't think I've laughed this hard on a podcast before.
I told you, Scott.
Ben, this was such a fucking treat, man. Honestly, this is not going to be the last time you're on this show. I can promise you that. As long as you're willing to come back.
Yeah, we'll have to have part 2 like Volmer.
100%.
We've just probably scratched the surface of our nonsense. So yeah, anytime, guys.
We haven't even got into anything yet. That's awesome, Ben. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. And listen, good luck to B this weekend. Good luck to the boys this weekend. And tell everybody there I said hi, and we'll definitely have you back on, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Next time is 30 grams of edibles. Wells Fargo stuck to the glass. We'll get back to you on that next time.
Oh shit! Okay.
Boys. Later, Ben.
Later.
I'll speak to you.
Later,
See you, Ben. Later.
See you, dude. All right, everybody, welcome back. And dude, what a great interview. New favorite crazy hockey dad.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. A lot of fun together.
Dude, I can only imagine how much fun you guys had together. Dude, I mean, he's hysterical. I don't think I've laughed that hard on a podcast.
Dude, I'm telling you, he used to do stand-up comedy when he was in he did
say that. So he was legitimately like a comedian?
Dude, he used to stand up in comedy clubs in like the city, and he used to do like little skits and shit.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's a very funny bastard.
But the dedication and the sacrifice that he does week in and week out is just like
I know him and his wife are they're like saints, man. They come down from, I think it's 2.5 hours each way.
Dude, that's like 5
it's a haul,
hours.
Bro.
That's wild. I can't imagine. And like, what the part of the story that's like, maybe refreshing is that's probably not the right word, but like, given the fact that his son is so squared away and so dedicated and like gets his work done and like, and doesn't complain and always wants to go to hockey.
Never complains. Never.
Like, that obviously makes it all easier to do that kind of thing when your kid is like that. But still, I mean, he's almost like an old soul or like wise beyond his years type of thing.
Bro, the only time I've ever even remotely seen the kid complain is we were in like Buffalo or like Boston somewhere. I don't remember where we were, but We were in Buffalo. We were in
Fucking
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
We were in fucking Buffalo, and it was when we got snowed in.
Yeah.
When there was something like that. It was when the Steelers and Buffalo Bills playoff game got
Yeah,
moved
yeah.
from Sunday to Monday.
Yeah.
And we're in Buffalo, and my whole family was there. So Nancy had like kids Tylenol and like Benadryl. She always travels with that shit, right? Just in case like Dominic gets sick or something like that. So I remember that weekend, Nancy was doling out like children's Tylenol because our kids were going down like flies. Like Dominic just had a 103 fever. It was like debatable if we were going to go up or not, right? So we put Dom in the car with like a 102 fever, brought him up there, and it broke by the time we got up there. So he played, but then I remember like Kellen had a fever. Braden had a fever. And I remember that was the only time I ever saw Braden even remotely complaining. Nancy went to his room because Ben's like, Nance, like I heard you have like children's Tylenol and like stuff like that. So Nancy was like the drug dealer, like the children's Benadryl pusher for like that weekend because everybody kept going down.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing Braden in his room. He didn't look good. And that was the only time I even remotely saw him complain. And even then, you wouldn't call it complaining.
Right.
You know,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Nah, he's a pretty impressive kid, man.
But you know what else was impressive about the story, and not about their family specifically, but when he told that like a wild story about his father-in-law when he was lost,
dude.
But like just like like the families just coming together to like help out, and
the whole team, Scott.
Yeah, that's like
we were going off in different directions. It was unbelievable. Yes. I remember Ben and I went to the mall. That was when he gave the Paul Blart comment, right?
Yeah.
And then when we came back from that, and we didn't find Ken at the mall. Nancy and I jumped in the car and went the other direction on that road. And people were at the rink looking. People were in the hotel looking. People were everywhere. Glory walked up into the cemetery. Like,
oh my God, the cemetery. That's unbelievable.
Dude.
Cemetery, all clear.
Yeah, exactly. Like probably not a lot going on there, hopefully at least, right? Yeah, so like our whole team like went looking for him.
Yeah.
And he was just in somebody's room, like couple doors down. It was funny after we found him.
After the fact.
Yeah. But yeah,
but it also demonstrates like the closeness that like like the relationships that people foster, like being a part of like these teams and traveling and spending so much time together is like that's like one of the things that probably doesn't get talked about all that much, or maybe it does, but we haven't so much. And
no, we haven't. You're right.
And
we talked about it a little bit. Probably not enough.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to see, nice to see when you have good people that develop these strong bonds and. Also have fun together. It takes up a lot of time. It takes away from socializing. So,
yeah, I agree.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The one last thing I just want to call out about the interview was when we were talking about the body checking and how he also agrees that having it start later when there's like can be such a big gap in developmental
in size.
Yeah. It's like it's just even just hearing him say
doesn't make sense.
It just makes sense. Like why not teach these kids how to like inject it into their game and receive it
how to absorb it, how to deliver it.
It's like 100 miles an hour, and before you have like a 6-foot monster against like a 5'4" like noodle.
It's true. That's exactly what it is. By the way, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I don't know. I wonder if we were to look into this. I wonder if the body is so much less developed, during your squirt and pee-wee years. I don't know the answer to that, but like Ben said during the interview, it makes more sense for them to be bouncing off each other when they're like little marshmallows
before
compared to when they start putting muscle on and growing and, we've talked about, I think they start hitting, overseas pretty early, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't. We can look into that. We'll follow up that with the next pod.
We will.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of disparities, what I didn't mention about like our game this past weekend, the game in Englewood. So the other team gets on the ice, and I'm not exaggerating. If you've ever seen the movie Twins with Schwarzenegger and DeVito, like their goalie tandem was like that. And I am not joking because I ended up talking to the mom, the taller goalie. Now, 10, 11-year-olds. He's 11. He's 5'10".
Yeah, man.
5'10". The mom is 6'4". We
Yeah,
were talking
good
to her,
genes.
and she was 6
Yeah.
foot when she was 10 years old.
Yeah, and the dad's probably not short either. I mean,
This
there's genes
goalie
there.
was
Yeah,
a
man.
monster.
Can't teach size, dude.
No, I know, but all I'm saying is, like, case in point, like,
Yeah.
even at a younger age, there can be some really big gaps, but they're not
question.
generally as big as what you're going to find, for Otto. It's going to be another like 2 seasons,
Dude, you don't have to tell me. My kid just started hitting puberty.
So
yeah. No, it's wild, man.
All right, so dude, what you want? Let's do so picks. What's our plan for picks? We want to do them quick. We'll pick division winners and then Stanley Cup finalists.
Yeah, let's do division winners. Who we think is going to win the division, and then we'll do our Stanley Cup pick. How's that sound?
Perfect. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Perfect.
All right. All right. So you want to start? All right. So
Eastern
let's go.
Conference.
Yeah, the Metropolitan.
You want to start with Metropolitan?
We might as well, since the Devils are in there, right?
Yeah. Who's going to win the Metropolitan?
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win the Metropolitan?
I don't think it's going to be the Caps.
Nah.
I'm gonna go.
I
Hurricanes.
think you're gonna. Yeah, I am too.
I'm gonna go Hurricanes.
I am too. I don't see the Devils or anybody else beating them.
No.
I mean,
no.
Yeah,
that's my pick for Metropolitan.
I'm with you.
So we're aligned on that one.
Yep.
All right. So who do you got for Atlantic?
So I want to say the Montreal Canadiens, but I'm not going to. Nah, yeah, I want to say that.
Fair.
Yeah, I do. I really do, because I'm like a closet Canadiens fan because of all the young talent they have, right? So
Duff is nasty,
dude. They're so young. I mean, oh my god, they're gonna be a force. All right, so I'm struggling between the Maple Leafs and the Panthers, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Maple Leafs.
Likewise.
Yeah, I want to go with the Panthers, but I'm going to say Maple Leafs. But the Panthers are just so filthy in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Western.
Central.
All right. Central. I'm going to say the Utah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to say the Dallas Stars.
Ooh, I'm going Avalanche.
I was thinking about that, but I didn't have the balls to do it. All right. Our last one, Pacific.
Who you got?
Oh man, I'm gonna say. As much as I don't want to pick the Edmonton Oilers, I'm going to pick the Edmonton Oilers. I want to pick the Los Angeles Kings, but I'm not going to.
I'm picking Vegas.
I was thinking about that too, and their league leading cap room number.
Mitch Marner is going.
Oh, that's right, dude. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a nice pick by you. That's nice.
All right.
I don't think you're going to be wrong about that one either.
All right. So coming out of the West, Stanley Cup Finals, who do you got?
Coming out of the West,
yeah.
I am going to say
you're choosing between the Stars and the Oilers.
Oh, do I have to? I have to choose.
Oh,
do I have to? I shouldn't have to. Right? All right, good. Because I wasn't going to. Okay. Although I like the Stars, I am going to take the Vegas Golden Knights to come out of the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of the West, I am taking the Colorado Avalanche.
Okay. That was my pick last year, and I was wrong on that. I like that. I was both of our picks last year, actually. Okay. All right. And
Eastern Conference.
Who's coming out of the East? I'm going Florida Panthers again, dude. I until somebody proves me wrong, I can't. I can't not.
Yeah, that's hard.
Right?
I'm just like looking down the list, and like I can only think it's
the Maple Leafs,
the
maybe
Panthers or the Maple Leafs,
right? But like I don't see.
So all right, so just to. But like I don't know, to go to the Stanley Cup Finals for the 4th year in a row.
I know, man. But
like,
yet they have a very
it's
similar.
Not going to happen. I don't think Edmonton's going to go to the finals again this year.
Listen, what you're saying makes sense to me. But until somebody beats the Panthers, I'm
going Maple Leafs. I have a Maple Leafs Avalanche final.
That's fair. Now I want to couch this by saying that my picks traditionally are horrible. So everything I'm saying, take with a grain of salt.
Well,
Do not put any money on this with my picks, people. Just telling you, right? Historically, Scott has been much better at this than I have been.
but that's only because of luck,
Fair, but
perhaps, and a little bit of knowledge.
whatever
but
you want to
mostly
call
luck.
it. Whatever you want to call
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
I've got the I've got the Colorado Avalanche as your Stanley Cup champions.
Okay. I'm just gonna pick the Florida Panthers again, man. Until somebody can beat them.
Wow, can you imagine if it was Edmonton, Florida again?
I hope Edmonton is not there. I really do. Although I will say the Connor McDavid extension he signed makes a lot of sense to me. He's leaving cap space for them to kind of spread around elsewhere, so they can try to compete with Florida's third and fourth line. So I get that. I think that either he does it or he doesn't do it regardless, and then he leaves no matter what after 2 years. That's my feeling.
Well, you never know. You never know.
See.
Maybe they're gonna just they'll bring in some. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna be the next dynasty.
But regardless, I don't think he stays in Edmonton.
Okay, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, it's true.
But good on him for.
Yeah, that was he clearly that shows you that he wants to win.
He put his money. He put his
Absolutely
money where his mouth was,
and he's taking a
so to speak.
hometown discount, which I give him a lot of credit for.
Yeah.
So he'll take a
get paid.
hometown discount, and then he'll sign for 20 after that with somebody.
Yeah. All right, dude. Let's
right,
wrap it up, my man.
Yeah, man, that was
Good
fun.
episode. Awesome.
Yes, as always.
Until next
And
week.
and next episode. Oh, and just kind of, I want to preview something. So not only do we have RJ Burns from Top Line coming, not only do we have Angelo Circe,
Have
asterisk.
you confirmed that?
No, asterisk. You know. But what we do have, what we do
I call
do
you asterisk.
have that he has agreed to already. So if you guys have not read the book Pee-wees
Oh yeah.
about the Ridgefield Bears from Connecticut, they're a single A hockey team called the Ridgefield Bears. If you've not picked up the book, you can get it on Audible and download it. You can go buy it on probably a soft cover, right? But the book Pee-wees.
By Rich
If
Cohen.
you guys like our podcast, Pee-wees is our podcast on paper by Rich Cohen. All right, Rich Cohen is a very impressive author. Rich Cohen has agreed to be interviewed by us. So that is coming soon. So I want you guys to read it before Rich comes on, because he was probably the original Crazy Hockey Dads podcast on paper.
There you go.
And he just happens to be an author. So he wrote about his kids' experience during one season from the Ridgefield Bears. So coming
That'd
soon,
be awesome.
Rich Cohen interview.
Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
There you
Well,
go.
thanks for sharing that, dude. Awesome
There you go.
stuff. Good
All right,
idea to
bud.
reach out to him. It's
Yeah.
all you.
I'm looking forward to it. It's
Yeah,
going to be
no
fun.
doubt. Likewise.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
Go
man.
get the book, everybody.
That's it. Pee-wee's, Rich Cohen. Read
Yeah.
it.
Yep. See ya.
All right, later, dude.
Later, bye.